Okay, good afternoon. Welcome to the Thurston County Board of County Commissioners public hearing for Tuesday, August 24th, 2021. My name is Ty Menser, Chair of the Board. To my left is the Vice Chair, Commissioner Gary Edwards, and to my right is Commissioner Carolina Mejia. County Manager Amira Chavez and Clerk of the Board Amy Davis are present as well. It's 3:42 p.m. We're getting a little bit of a late start based on the lengthy board meeting we just concluded. The topic is proposed ordinance for vehicular weight restrictions. The purpose of this public hearing is to accept and consider public comment on the proposed ordinance amending the county code, section 1244050, restricted bridges, to restrict vehicular weight on the Yelm Highway Bridge, O12, and to remove restrictions on the Reeder Road Bridge, R3. This is a hybrid public hearing. Those wishing to testify have joined in person, by Zoom, emailed in comment, or mailed in comment. If you wish to testify, please visit the Thurston County homepage online and select announcements of public hearings on the left-hand side. The information to join this public hearing remotely has been posted there. If you do not wish to testify but would like to listen and follow along, please watch the live stream through the county YouTube channel to help us manage attendance. Matt Unzelman, Traffic Engineer and Operations Manager, will provide information on this topic. We'll read names on a sign-up sheet. Assuming anyone on Zoom wishes to testify, your name will be read aloud by the county manager. When called, you'll have 4 minutes to testify. You may not give any portion of that time to another person. When you're called on, please state your name and address or area of the county in which you reside for the record. Public hearing is now open. Matt will present background information on the proposed amendment, summarize any written comments that may have been received, and provide any additional information requested by the board. Go ahead, Matt.
Thank you, Commissioner. My name is Matt Unzelman, Thurston County Traffic Engineer, and I'm joined by Becky Kahn, who works with me in the Traffic Engineering Department. I'm sorry, just waiting for the presentation to pop up. So today, I'm going to be providing a brief presentation on some proposed weight restrictions. The Board of County Commissioners has had the benefit of a board briefing 2 months ago, but for the benefit of the public, I'm going to briefly go through a very high-level review of how we ended up where we're at today. Today, I'm going to quickly cover what a bridge load rating is, some recent FHWA or Federal Highway Administration load rating requirements. I'm going to discuss a specific bridge that needs to be weight restricted, and then what our next steps after today are. So what is a load rating? A load rating is a structural evaluation to determine what vehicle types can safely cross that bridge. Load ratings are required on all bridges. This is usually done when the bridge is new, widened, or rehabilitated. The minimum requirements are directed and overseen by the Federal Highway Administration. And when the Federal Highway Administration says something, it's not if we want to comply with it, we need to comply with it. So FHWA occasionally updates their design vehicles we use to evaluate our bridge capacities with to be more reflective of the design vehicles that are seen on the roadway system today. Currently, Thurston County has 2 bridges that are weight restricted. At the end of the hearing today, I'm going to be requesting that the county commissioners remove their weight restriction on Reeder Road because we recently replaced that bridge and that weight restriction is no longer needed. And the weight restriction that you're looking at in the photo right there is Holmes Island Road, which comes off of Carpenter Road. And it's currently restricted for single unit vehicles with 4, 5, 6, or 7 axles. And later on, we're going to be discussing what a single unit vehicle is. So a recent FHWA memorandum was sent out to all agencies in the United States stating that they needed to evaluate their bridge inventories for vehicles that were representative of emergency response vehicles, which is the photo on the left, which is a water tender. And there's 2 different types of water tenders that got evaluated. One with a single axle in the back, like the photo shows, and then another vehicle that had a tandem axle in the back. And then we're also required to evaluate all of our bridges for special hauling vehicles. These are more oftenly, I've heard in the field, called super solos. Those are big single unit vehicles with 4, 5, 6, or 7 axles that carry very heavy loads. So we evaluated our entire bridge inventory, which is 131 bridges, not including trail bridges, for the emergency vehicles and especially special hauling vehicles or solo vehicles. And we are fortunate enough that we don't need to weight restrict any bridges at this time for emergency vehicles. Now, unfortunately, we do need to weight restrict the bridge for a single hauling vehicle. And unfortunately, that bridge is the Yelm Highway Bridge over to BNSF tracks right near the county city line. This bridge is right near the Amtrak station. In fact, the access is just to the east of the bridge to the Amtrak station. This bridge is classified as an arterial and is used by more than 12,000 vehicles per day. This bridge is 183 feet long, has 3 spans, and was built in 1951. As I mentioned before, it spans over the main line, BNSF line, that the major north-south line. I want to emphasize today that this bridge is not in any danger of collapsing. The weight restriction is simply due to the fact that the newer design loads being evaluated today are much heavier than the loads that this bridge was designed for in 1951. So based upon the weight restriction, single unit vehicles with 5, 6, or 7 axles will need to be restricted to 30, 33, and 37 tons respectively. I'll provide more information on what that means in a few slides, but this is not a real restrictive weight restriction. These are each one of these is only about 1 ton less of what could be legally carried across that bridge. A repair to improve the capacity of this bridge would not be feasible due to the fact that there's 60 to 70 trains that go underneath this bridge each day. And the fact that, as I mentioned before, there's no serious deterioration in the bridge. It's just the bridge simply wasn't designed to accommodate some of the super heavy loads that we see today. A pre-design was completed in 2017 where we evaluated the replacement of this bridge, and the cost to replace this bridge would be $15 million. The reason we did a pre-design study for this bridge was not because of this upcoming weight restriction. It was more due to the fact that this bridge is a choking point. On the city of Lacey side of the bridge, it has 5 lanes. On the county side of the bridge, it has 3 lanes. And then you have this skinny 2-lane bridge in between that does not safely accommodate pedestrians or bicyclists as well. So who can still drive over the O12 bridge? So I want to make sure that everybody knows most of the dump trucks that are going up and down Yelm Highway can still go across that bridge. All of your everyday passenger vehicles can go across that bridge. As I mentioned before, emergency vehicles are safe to cross that bridge. Garbage services, bus services, they're all safe to cross that bridge. But who can't cross this bridge safely? And those are those super solo vehicles or single unit vehicles that I was talking about earlier with 5, 6, or 7 axles. So these are some examples of the types of vehicles that might be restricted from safely crossing or be restricted from crossing this bridge. So you can see that the photo on the left is a single unit vehicle and it has 6 axles. And that type of vehicle would probably typically haul heavy materials such as asphalt, or a concrete truck might follow into that arrangement as well. And then the vehicle on the right is a 7-axle single unit vehicle. The 7th axle is tough to see because it's actually lifted up above the tailgate in the back of the vehicle. So Today, Public Works is requesting from the Board of County Commissioners that we provide that they approve a weight restriction on the Yelm Highway Bridge, and we remove a weight restriction on the Reeder Road Bridge through an ordinance. If this is approved, then Public Works would post weight restriction signs on the Yelm Highway Bridge, as well as provide appropriate communication to the public. With that, I would entertain any questions.
Commissioner Mejia?
How many public comments have we received in regards to this?
We did an extensive outreach. What we did is we contacted all of the parties we thought might be affected by this weight restriction, and we received no feedback. I did receive a phone call this morning from the turf farm, which is just on the other side of the bridge. But they were mistaken when they thought there was going to be a 7-axle restriction. They thought it was going to be on a truck and trailer type unit and not just a single unit vehicle. So we're actually not going to be impacting their operations at all.
Because a trailer is not considered single unit.
You got it.
Got it, I understand. Okay, go ahead, Commissioner Edwards.
No questions, sir.
I have a couple. So you didn't really mention much about Reeder Road. So is it like, why are we removing it? Is that because just the federal standards changed, so we don't need it or something?
So that's an awesome question because I got great news. So we actually, you set me up perfectly. So we actually, just replaced that bridge. That was an old rail car bridge that was slapped down across the creek probably in the late 70s or 80s.
Right.
And it was severely compromised. And we just replaced it with a reinforced concrete bridge that is more than adequate to carry any current loads or any loads in the future.
Perfect. Well, that's cool. So I mean, then like with the Yelm Highway Bridge, I mean, we could spend $15 million to replace it. That's our only option, right? I mean, I'm kind of wondering, why do we have to have a public hearing? Because we don't have any choice, right? Other than replacing the bridge.
It's part of the federal requirement is that we do need to have a public.
People were so upset about it was going to really disrupt their business or whatnot, then that could be argument for us to prioritize that replacement or something like that.
Correct.
Is that the thought? Okay. And then at the beginning of your slides, you mentioned this Holmes. Is there a reason why you mentioned the Holmes River?
Because that's the only other bridge in the county that is currently weight restricted.
Oh, okay.
And that bridge was actually compromised in the Nisqually quake, which I forget what year that was.
Commissioner? Commissioner Edwards is the only one that remembers the date.
Age has its privileges, I guess.
Okay, so there's no other questions then, and you didn't get any, you already summarized public comment. So is there anything else before we turn this to the public? County Manager.
I'm just curious if Matt is ready to take some notes because we have close to 100 members of the public who would like to provide testimony on this afternoon.
I don't believe you, County Manager. All right, so there's nobody in the boardroom, and I don't see anyone on Zoom. So that kind of means we're done, right? We don't have a phone-in option. People might be watching on YouTube, but they're not going to be giving comment through that means. So I guess I would entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
I would move to close this public hearing.
I will second.
Moved and seconded. I'll call for the vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Public hearing is closed. Is there a motion regarding the proposal from Public Works?
Yes, I am prepared to make a motion.
We're ready.
I guess moving forward.
Yeah, let's go move forward.
I would move to impose the restrictions as presented by the Public Works folks just now. Oh, I didn't see the motion. I missed it, so I wrote my own. Okay.
Make it easy for you.
Okay, we'll get real official here. I would move to approve the ordinance amending Thurston County Code, Section 1244-050, restricted bridges, to place vehicular weight restrictions on the Yelm Highway Bridge, 0 to 12, and to remove vehicular weight restrictions on the Reeder Road Bridge, R3.
I'll second.
What was that, sir? Oh,
Letter O.
oh, the letter O, 12, okay. You want me to modify that?
No, just clarification.
Okay,
Okay. Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion?
no,
Oh,
sir.
no, sir.
Okay, call for the vote.
Commissioner Mejia,
Aye.
Commissioner Edwards,
Aye.
Commissioner Menzer.
Aye. Motion carries. All good. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Becky. And we're
Thank you
adjourned.
for your time, commissioners.
Thank you, Public Works peeps.
Good
See
job.
ya.